I'm Mandy Maxwell, a professional pastry chef, and I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate raspberry layer cake. To start, we're just going to take a 12-ounce container of frozen raspberries, put it into a saucepan, and then we're just going to turn it on and let it chill out for a second. Then we're just going to start making our cake. First, you're going to go in with 4 eggs into your KitchenAid with 2 cups of sugar. Make sure you're using your whisk attachment. Turn it on, and this is going to get nice and fluffy. We're going to add some mayo. It's going to be about 1 cup. This is a great secret to making really, really rich, moist cake. All right, my eggs are there. Just get it on in there. All right, just going to turn that back on. Once that's nice and incorporated, we're going to add our dry goods, which is going to be 2½ cups of AP flour, 1 cup of cocoa powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. All right, now I'm just gonna drizzle in 1 3/4 cup of water. Do this slowly because otherwise you're just gonna realize it's gonna start sloshing around and not really doing much of anything. All right, while that last water gets incorporated, I'm just gonna get my sheet tray that I've lined with wax paper. You just wanna make it a little bit taller so it's easy for us to unmold. Go ahead and grease it with just some normal spray. This is nice and incorporated. Pour it out. All right, this is gonna bake at a 350-degree oven for about 18 minutes. Just set a timer for 6 minutes, rotate it, and keep checking it out. The real dead giveaway on when this cake is gonna be done, I'll show you right here, this cake I've already prepared. When you touch the center, it's gonna bounce back. The gluten in there is saying, hey, I'm done. So you're ready to go, especially if you start to see it kind of separate from the side. So what we're gonna do here is just get it out of that pan. Then you're gonna put down another piece of wax paper, put down the same size sheet, flip it. When it doesn't come out, you're just gonna pull that piece of parchment that was a little bit taller. Perfect. And then pull back this. Looks delicious. And then you're just gonna take some cake rings and punch out your cake with it. And now I'll show you how to make the raspberry puree to make raspberry buttercream. Now that we have cake already cut, we're gonna go ahead and puree our raspberries and make our raspberry buttercream. So you see that it's been on the stove and it's gotten really, really saucy, plus still the pulp of the raspberry. So once it looks just like that, you're gonna pour it into your blender, puree it in your blender. So you're left with this really nice raspberry puree. Now, I personally do not like raspberry seeds. They get stuck in my teeth and I'm not a fan. So I just put it through a fine strainer and you just pass it right through. And you're gonna be left in your bowl with this really nice smooth raspberry puree, and on top it's just gonna be seed. So what it looks like is pretty much just this, nice and smooth. So we're gonna pour the remainder of that straight into our KitchenAid. With that, we're gonna put 2 sticks of soft butter. Pretty much all we're doing is making an American buttercream, which is butter plus confectioner's sugar, and adding our homemade raspberry puree. Once it's all in there, you're just gonna turn on your KitchenAid. While that's finishing up, go ahead and get your piping bag ready with a piping tip. Let's fill our piping bag. Okay. Twist it off. Then we're gonna take our first circle. We're just gonna be generous and give a nice layer of raspberry buttercream. put down your next layer. And then the second layer is going to be a little bit smaller, so you just want to put a little bit in the center so it glues on that small layer. And then what I love to do is just go back and do really great rosettes right on the outside. And then if you have fresh raspberries, you can always garnish with those. All right. I'm Mandy Maxwell, and this is Raspberry Chocolate Layer Cake.